Your mom sends you a message. How are you? You read it. You don't respond. Not because you're heartless. Not because you don't care. But because something inside you just can't. This isn't about being ungrateful. This is psychology. And it might explain something about yourself or someone you love that's never made sense. Some people seem to have it all figured out. They don't need anyone. They manage everything themselves. They're independent, capable, self-sufficient. They seem invincible. But here's what people don't see. The moment things get intimate, they disappear. The moment someone tries to get close, they pull back. What if I told you this independence and this distance aren't two different things? What if they're actually the same wound wearing different masks? Let's say you have 200 friends on social media. You're invited to parties. People like you. But when a friendship starts to matter, when someone wants to really know you, you ghost. Not maliciously, just naturally. And here's the thing, you don't even fully understand why you're doing it. It just feels like the right move. When conflict happens, you don't solve it. You don't face it. You leave. And to everyone else, it looks cold. But what they don't understand is this: you're terrified. Go back with me to when you were 7 years old. Your parent is there, but they're not really there. Maybe they criticized too much. Maybe they ignored your feelings. Maybe they withheld affection like it was something you had to earn. Nothing dramatic happened. That's the thing. Nothing happened. It was what didn't happen that mattered. Your child brain learned something. Not consciously, not in words, but your nervous system learned trusting people is dangerous. Needing people gets you hurt. The only person you can count on is you. And so your mind did what it had to do to survive. It made you independent. People with this pattern have two traits that seem to contradict each other. First, they're incredibly adaptable. They can read a room. They can shift their behavior. They solve their own problems. This isn't natural charm. This is survival instinct dressed up as confidence. The second trait, they can't let people close. Their heart doesn't open. Not easily, maybe not at all. And here's what most people get wrong. These two traits aren't contradictions. They're the same pattern working in different directions. Imagine someone finally gets close to you. They see your wounds, your fears, the parts you've been hiding. What happens then? Will they reject you? Leave you? Use it against you? This isn't rational fear. This is deeper. This is your nervous system saying, if they really know you, they can hurt you. So you don't let them know you. You stay distant. You stay safe. And the distance from your parents, the not calling back, that's just the same survival strategy continuing into adulthood. Here's where this gets real. This independence you built, it worked. You survived. But surviving isn't living. You might be successful. You might have everything figured out, but you're deeply, profoundly lonely, and your parents are confused. They don't understand why you don't call. They might blame themselves or blame you. Neither understands the real story. If this is you, if you're recognizing yourself right now, this isn't your fault. Your brain was protecting you. It was doing exactly what it needed to do. Here's what psychology also says. This doesn't have to be permanent. You don't have to suddenly call your parents every week. You don't have to pretend this doesn't exist. Healing is about understanding. It's about recognizing that the distance you created was a survival tool. It's about slowly, carefully, at your pace, deciding what connection looks like now. It's about knowing that vulnerability doesn't have to mean full exposure. It's about learning that trusting people, even cautiously, doesn't have to mean getting hurt. It's about recognizing that maybe, just maybe, your parents did the best they could with what they had, and that you can too. If you saw yourself in this video, you're not alone. And you're not broken. You're just someone whose brain learned to protect you in the way it knew how. The question isn't whether you can change. The question is whether you want to. And if you do, that's when the real work begins.